This is VK2 India Uniform Whiskey, taking on the call sign of the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club, VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, for the Wednesday evening Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 metre net. Good evening to everyone, trust you well, having a nice week, fairly warm, a bit cooler today, but very nice. I think summer's on its way. bmarc.org is the URL address for the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club website if you need any information about foundation courses and upgrade courses. Upgrade courses happen every Wednesday, which is tonight, so good evening if anyone's listening up there. And foundation courses every 2 months. bmarc.org if you need further information. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, listening for any check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 metre net. Evening Lewis, bit noisy on that one, don't quite know why that was. Trust you well. Any further check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 metre net? You don't need to be a member of the club to join us. To Hotel Zulu Portable listening. Also through IRLP 9501, and again this evening broadcasting live with video on Ustream. Let's do a search for Ustream and my call sign VK2 India Uniform Whiskey. Good evening Lewis, trust you well. Are you on your way to work, are you? You've had some time off. VK2 JDW Mobile, VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable. Yeah, okay, Lewis, VK2 JDW Mobile, VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable. Yeah, not a problem, that sounds alright. I presume that would be in the late afternoon, maybe. Long path, so that sounds good. Yeah, I've obviously been at work, so haven't had a chance to listen on HF over the last week, really. Don't think I did anything on the weekends, radio wise. Oh, I did. I repositioned some antennas. I've been playing a bit of ATV again, trying to get a signal into the Lawson ATV repeater. They put a new receiver into the repeater, and it's a lot more sensitive, and I can actually access the repeater, but which is better than last time, so that's really good with my very low antenna on 1250 megs. But no discernible picture at this point, so very encouraging. Need to get the antenna a bit higher up, I think, and maybe a bit more gain. and hopefully then I can get some ATV signals into the repeater. So that was quite rewarding, and also playing with the mesh. So trying to encourage lots of people to participate. Seems to be a bit of interest around at the moment, which is good. Stephen's got BOS has got a node up and running permanently, which is really good to see up at Yellow Rock. So that's all good. Lots of things going on, lots of projects happening. I've got a lot to do around here. As usual, not enough time to do it. So glad you had a good 5 days off, Lewis. That's excellent. The battery's refreshed and back to reality. Just see if there's any check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 Meter Neck, VK2 Hotel Zulu portable listener. Hi Bob, got you there. You're a bit noisy. Not sure what that is. Maybe the connection between us over the interweb. But good evening to you. Any further check-ins? VK2 Hotel Zulu portable. Nope, nobody around. But around to you, Lewis. VK2 JDW mobile on the group. VK2 HZ portable. Yeah, not a problem. Just thought I didn't know how far you were away from work. Round to you, Bob. How are you doing? VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ portable.
VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, and g'day Lewis, VK2 JDW. We live so close, but so far away. How are you going, Lewis? I've been playing satellites a bit today, in and out, working from home, doing some jobs here, and got a little bit more done on base mount for another antenna, so it's up on the second floor on the veranda, so getting that, all the holes are cut. I've got to coat the timber before I bolt it on. It's a stain, I guess, to make it look like the other stuff that's there, and drilled the holes in, so once I get that painted and dry, it's just a matter of bolting it on and then a fascia bracket, and I can put a master of sorts up. That's about it at the moment. I'll tell you more on the next round. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR.
Yeah, okay, Bob. Good to hear you. Glad to hear you've been working from home and have a bit more time to do stuff with the. Did you say a base for an antenna? What was that? The vertical that you were going to put up, or is there something else? You're putting a pole up for something else. Be interested to know what that is. Just take a break, see if there's any further check-ins, and then round to you, Lewis, if nobody takes it up. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, listening for any further check-ins. Nobody, take it away, Lewis.
3 or 4 good days into Europe, so been having a blast on the X-Peak into Europe of an afternoon on the long
Switching
path,
to
and then
the
of an
input.
evening on the short path. So it's I think I spent 5 hours last night just
That's the
talking
input.
into Europe.
That's the
How
output.
good it was. It was so quiet. And I spoke to one guy in Germany, and he put me on the cluster, and that was it. It was just full on for the remaining 5 hours. Had absolute ball between there and the United States. It's been pretty good there. But yeah, back to work, and now it's time to save up for a ultra beam. I think that's my next plan. I think Daniel, that's the way to go. VK2 Hotel Zulu, VK2 Juliet Delta Whiskey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Lewis. Yeah, I wish I could had some. I wish I had some space for a beam. But yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen around here. I think I'll have to move house first, unfortunately. But it sounds like you've been doing really well and having a good time on HF, which is excellent. So a fruitful 5-day rest period. Take your mind off work. You definitely don't want to think about work when you're on holiday, or having a break rather, for 5 days. So that's good. Round to you, Bob. VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ portable.
VK2 HZ portable, VK2 AOR. Yeah, okay, good. Lewis, it's great having fun on HF. I can't use it at the moment. I've got so much noise here. It's practically useless to me. I've got to try and sort out. Did a bit of investigation the other day with the power, but I think it's somewhere in this room that's causing the problem. And then got to redo the exercise. It's down to the power circuit that's coming into the shack. So no problems on VHF. Satellites work fine. I worked with I worked 2 satellites today, but I might have worked. I did work some earlier. What did I work? I worked. No, I didn't. But I had a bit of fun anyway. What was I going to say? Was interesting on the last Tuesday's net. I've had some communication with Bill Schultz, who worked on the Oscar 5 and Oscar 7. Built the rockets during the daytime, and then worked on the amateur satellites at night. But he sent me an email and said he tried last night to get on the AMSAT net, and I sadly had to tell him that it was only once a month. Yeah, okay, I'll put it back to you, Hillary, before I time it out. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR.
VK2 HZ portable. Yeah, okay, Bob. No, perfect. Perfect timing. Yeah, it'd be interesting to have a chat with Bill. I heard him on when you were talking with him last week. Shame there's not a lot more going on with satellites in VK, but that's okay. Yeah, we have a bit of fun, don't we? And I've been doing other things this week. Gave the satellites a break. from me this week, and been playing with other bits and pieces and aerials, trying to get things sorted outside. So lots of little projects going on. Let's see if there's anyone else that would like to join the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2-meter net. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable listening. Might be a short one this evening. You must be nearing or there already, Lewis, at work. VK2 JDW mobile, VK2 HZ portable.
Yeah, VK2 HZ portable, VK2 Julius Delta Whiskey, yeah. Just coming into the front gate and about to start the next 45 days, I think. Playing overtime, got a few guys away for a while and can't replace them, so got to do the hard yards for a while, and that's why I enjoyed my 5 days off. Anyway, got to go. Thanks for running the net there, Hill, and hopefully we'll catch you again next Wednesday night there. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 Julius Delta Whiskey, and all that there, Bob.
Yeah, okay, Lewis. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it very much so, and good to hear you. And have a good evening at work. Everything goes okay for you, and have a good week. And hopefully catch you next week. Thanks again. Round to you, Bob. VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ portable. Yeah, okay, Bob. All very interesting. I did a quick search last week after the AMSAT VK net, and came across some of that on the interweb. Some very interesting firsts that they had, that was for sure. All that time ago. I think it was only up for about 43 days or something, wasn't it? Or operational for 43 days. I don't know if it re-entered or is still up there, going round and round and round. But I think it was only operational for about 40 odd days or something. I presume that would be the battery life. Not too sure. But yeah, very interesting. Okay, we'll just see if there's any check-ins for the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2-meter net VK2 Hotel Zulu portable listening. No, going to be a short one. Background to you, Bob. VK2 AOR, VK2H portable.
I think when the Aussies were putting it together, they thought, well, we better get into gear, and they also switched from Arabic numbering to for the naming of the satellites. The first four were Roman numerals for their designation, and Oscar 5 was the first one to use the Arabic numbering system. There were some other unique things about it that all the other satellites, no, it was only telemetry down, so at a beacon, but one on 2 metres, one on 10 metres. They don't think they had a transponder in it, but yes, it only lasted about 43 days, but it's still circling the Earth with about 100 or 200 years, I think I read, before it decays back into the atmosphere and burns up. So before that happens, maybe someone will collect it and put it in a museum. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR.
Yeah, well, that would be a project and a half, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be an amazing feat to do that. I suppose they would definitely be able to do that. It'd just be the cost of a project like that. But I suppose when you look at it in that perspective, I mean, 100 to 200 years it's going to be up there, my word. By that time there's going to be an awful lot of satellites up there, and you've certainly got to do something about those. It's going to get rather crowded, and it's rather crowded at the moment. So I know there's a project down in Canberra, being run from Canberra to map all of the space debris, and they seem to be doing a good job of that. But I'm not sure what they're going to do after that. There is some. I did see an article saying that they were going to maybe track lasers on them and push them out of orbit and make them burn up. So you have to get the old tractor beams working properly. So, but yeah, I did read a couple of articles on that, trying to get the space debris back into. Pull them down and make them burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. So yeah, lots over that space of time. There's going to be an awful lot of bits and pieces up there, getting very, very crowded indeed with all the CubeSats, and there's another project I think to put another 50 up there at the same time, microsats. So yeah, lots of rubbish up there. Well, not rubbish at the time, but once they run out of power than just floating around the Earth. Okay, let's see if there's any further check-ins. If not, I might close the net. Well, VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Clock 2 meter net. Any further check-ins, please? Must be something extremely exciting on the TV, Bob. I think either that or everyone's catching up on politics. VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ Portable.
VK2 HZ Portable, VK2 AOR. Yeah, that's possible. Or maybe I turned up. Some of the things that Oscar 5 attempted was to evaluate the suitability of the 10-metre band for a downlink on future transponders. The passive magnetic attitude stabilisation scheme, they put bar magnets in it which aligned it with the Earth's magnetic field, and I think it reduced the spin of the satellite by a factor of about 100 to 1, and so that was quite amazing. Demonstrate the feasibility of controlling an amateur spacecraft via uplink commands. That they accomplished. And they also added a 2-metre beacon, telemetry beacon, 50 milliwatts, and a 10-metre beacon at 250 milliwatts at launch. A command receiver and decoder, a 7-channel telemetry system, and a single manganese alkaline battery power supply. It didn't contain a transponder or use solar cells, unfortunately. Maybe we'd be still talking through it. Been looking up ubiquity stuff today, and felt a little bit confused as to what I should get if I was going to get involved in it. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, VK2 AOR.
Wait for our sponsor. Yeah, okay, Bob. Yeah, there was certainly a lot of firsts on AO5, that's for sure. And, I mean, the magnets to stop or reduce the spin of the spacecraft, that's certainly in wide use now. So yes, there's interesting stuff, extremely interesting. And like you say, if it was solar powered, then yeah, we probably would be still using it today as we are with AO7. That's that satellite has an amazing story as well, doesn't it? And amazing that it's still active and working quite successfully. So yeah, excellent, very interesting stuff. The ubiquity stuff, yeah, if you don't want to build your own stuff, then probably buying one of those will probably cost you the same as building your own out of a Pi, or getting a Linksys and watertighting it, and yeah, antennas and so on and so forth. The best one to go for is the Ubiquity NanoStation M2, or the M5 if somebody else has got 5 gigs, but the M2. Ubiquity NanoStation M2, and that's vertical and horizontal antennas built in. Best of both worlds, and fully self-contained, don't have to do anything, just run a Cat5 or 6 cable up to it, and put it up and leave it alone. I think it's got a 60 degree beam width on it, so those are the easiest to deal with. Just make sure it's the M2 and not the M, because the M doesn't have enough memory. Any further check-ins to the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2-minute net? VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable listening. Nothing heard. Back to you, Bob.
Roger Hill. In my search for information on Oscar Live, I found a recording, an audio recording of the WIA in Victoria, who had a bit of a net going on with several people who were on the recording. There's about 6 people on the recording, and from what I can make out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 of them are silent keys. So there's only one guy who has moved to K2, and so one guy to talk to left in that group. But it's about an hour long, and it's sort of a listen to on a really wet and cold day, and snuggle up in bed somewhere and have a listen to it. But yeah, I'll probably do that one day. I'll listen to about 10 minutes of it, and it's something else to do some other time. Yeah, okay, the nanostation M2 with the vertical horizontal antennas in it. They look pretty good. There seems like there's a lot of people around there flogging the stuff, and they're using them for appear to be using them for commercial use around the place, and one guy was looking for people to buy from him for commercial use, so that was interesting. VK2 Hotel Zulu Pool, VK2 Alpha Oscar Romeo mobile. No, I'm not. I'm nearly always mobile, but can't even use HF around here at the moment until I sort that out. VK2 Hotel Zulu Portable, VK2 AOR.
VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ Portable. Yeah, okay, Bob. I know you and Lewis are not too far away from each other, 2-3 kilometres or something. So I'm not sure what the path is like between the two of you, but might be worth having a look at that. At least you could get a starter link up there, and encourage other. I'd encourage other people to get involved. That link that if you come across any cheaper devices from anywhere, please let me know. Cheaper than the link that I posted last evening to the Yahoo group, the URL that I posted. I won't say any names on here. Don't want to advertise really, but if you do come across anything that you think might be cheaper, that'd be good. The couple that I've got bought one commercially and one from eBay, second hand, and been working well. So it's another source, of course, but you can never tell, can you, from eBay. Okay, yeah, all the I'll just take a break. All that information you've got on AO5, Bob, maybe once you've gathered it all together, be interested to maybe see a post on the AMSAT VK list. That'll be good, and also on the BMark list as well. Be interested to have a look at some references for that. Particularly that recording sounds good. And I suppose in 40 years' time, maybe if the recordings of these 2-meter nets are still around, that would be probably the same interest, or maybe not. Definitely not. VK2AOR, VK2HZ portable.
VK2HZ portable, VK2AOR. It was the net that they conducted. I neglected to say that, but at launch of the satellite, so they were listening for a signal from it. So it may not be so dull later on in the recording. So good stuff. Did you buy the Ubiquity, or did you buy the Linksys system? Bill? VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2AOR.
VK2HZ portable. I bought both. I bought first of all, I started off with I bought a Linksys from eBay locally, and fired that one up with the appropriate firmware and got that running. And then I purchased a NanoStation M2 from eBay and got that one running as well. And then I bought a brand new Ubiquity Air Grid, which I've got here in the shack, ready for deployment if I need to, wherever. And that's acting as a tunnel server at the moment to New Zealand. So I've got a link to New Zealand via the internet as a tunnel gateway, really just to play and to see what other people are doing with their devices, and what sort of services they're running, and what sort of software they're running as services. So that's been really interesting. And I also have a 5.8 gig Ubiquity device as well. That's just a Bullet M5 with a grid pack. So get ready for anyone that decides they're going to put a 5.8 gig device up. So I've only got one of those at the moment, and also a couple of routers that I can do virtual legs of the network, so I can drive services off it as well. So I know nothing or very little about networking, but I'm learning fast, Bob. VK2AOR, VK2 Hotel Zulu portable.
VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2AOR. Yeah, well, I'm in a bit of the same boat, but have had a bit of experience with computer networks, but yeah, not sure if it varies greatly from that. I should imagine it would be very similar, whether they use the same. I think they do, don't they? They use a similar over.
Yeah, sorry, you broke up there, Bob. Use the same what? It's all TCP/IP networking and Wi-Fi networks and so on and so forth. So no difference in that respect. But the Wi-Fi stuff is different topology. So yeah, not point to point, which is so it's a mesh network. So but the basics are all the same, Bob. So you're well there. VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ portable. It's the
VK2
Linksys.
HZ portable, VK2 AOR. Okay, so what are the price points to achieve under new or second hand? VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR.
Yeah, it depends what you want to pay, I suppose. If you're happy building stuff like lots of people are, then that's good too. The price point for the cheapest I've seen them is for the Ubiquiti NanoStation M2 is about $130, I think. That comes with the PoE usually as well, the Power over Ethernet adapter. And obviously it's got its own built-in antennas, vertical and horizontal. Second hand, I bought a NanoStation M2 for, I think it was $67 plus postage, so it cost me about $80 I think second hand on eBay. But they're quite hard to find locally anyway. There's a few in the US, but with the price of the exchange rate at the moment, it's not the best. Used to be good, but obviously not anymore. The Linksys, which is good, you know, internally and testing and playing around and getting used to the firmware and so on and so forth. I paid, I think, $30, I think, plus about 10 or 12 for postage. So you've got to be careful on the version of the Linksys devices. VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ portable. VK2 FWAY portable. Good evening, and I've forgotten your name. Was it Peter? I can't remember. A bit of a noisy signal into the repeater. VK2 FWAY, VK2 HZ portable.
Yes, good evening, Phil. Good evening, Bob. No, it's not Peter. No, it's Wayne. W-A-Y-N-E. Yeah, I'm portable. I'm sitting at work at Ashfield at the moment, so with the hand panel, just got into a position where I can actually hear the repeater, so I drop in and say hello, and I'll be listening for a little while, even though I won't be able to transmit because I'm at work.
Yeah, sorry about that, Wayne. VK2 FWAY portable, VK2 HZ portable. Good to hear you again, Wayne, and thanks for calling in. And yes, get back to work. How dare you? That's good for you to call in. Just Bob and myself at the moment. We've had Lewis, VK2 JDW mobile, on his way to work this evening, but just the three of us have been on, so always nice to hear somebody else, Wayne. So I'll just pass it back to you very quickly, as I know you'll just be listening on the side, and then I'll pass it back to Bob. VK2 FWAY portable, VK2 HZ portable.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to drop in and, well, you never know who's listening. But, yeah, I was actually listening earlier on from where I was, but I was inside, so I wasn't able to access the repeater. I was listening to you after last week's net, and I was actually listening to you
VK2FWAY portable, VK2HZ portable. Yeah, okay, Wayne, not a problem. Yeah, no, anytime. Give me a call or send me an email, or yeah, that's all good. Keen to get more people onto the satellites. There's not too many, and there's always room for more. So anything I can do to persuade you to take up satellites and be active, that's not a problem at all. So by all means, give me a call, or I'm scanning 2 meters most of the time, or most of 2 meters and 77 repeaters that I can hear from here. So by all means, give me a call, and or send me an email. So that'll be good. Great to hear you, Wayne. Thanks for calling in. Round to Bob, VK2AOR, VK2HZ portable.
VK2HZ portable, VK2AOR, and g'day Wayne, VK2FWAY. Good to hear you. Just sneaking a bit of time away from the workplace to say g'day, and good to hear you. I'm using the satellite antenna at the moment, aimed at the repeater, and I was playing around with it last week, and I'm running about half a watt into the antenna at the moment, but I did try it with less, and it was about 100 milliwatts, I think, into the antenna, and it was still noise free. So there you go. It's must be pointed in the correct direction. So that's interesting too. And oftentimes you don't need a lot of power, and but sometimes you do. Anyway, I think you were just about to pull a pin on it until I started yakking, Hillary, so I'll put it back to you, and if you want to close up, that's fine, and I'll catch up with you another time. But maybe Wayne's got a question about satellites, and while we're both here, we might as well see if we can answer what he's got in VK2AUW, VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2AOR.
Yeah, well, Wayne, you've got the grandfather of satellite operation, Bob, at your fingertips. So if you've got a bit of time, you can ask him anything you like. He's the man. He's the man that got me interested in satellites. In fact, I'm using all of his antenna gear to access the satellites at the moment. VK2 FWAY portable, VK2 HZ portable. It must have gone to do some work, I think, Bob. So yeah, well, we've got 10 minutes before the link topples out, I think, something like that. So yeah, you don't need a lot of power, do you? Particularly into the satellites. The last a couple of weeks while I've been operating on satellites, I've been trying to use as little power as I can, and a couple of times I just keep turning the power down to, well, I can't see what's going out because the power meter's not that sensitive. So even with a few hundred milliwatts, I would say you can get a reasonable signal into the satellite if it's in a good position. So yeah, sometimes you don't need a lot of power. But now and again I do need a little bit more power to get out of my RF hole here in Glenmore Park. Anyway, we'll just take a break, see if there's any late callers into the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club 2 meter net, VK2 Hotel Zulu portable listening. No, nobody around. Back to you, Bob, over.
Yeah, roger there, Hill. I'll give you a phone call after the net closes. I had a question that I think should be asked between you and I and no one else. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR.
Yeah, not a problem, Bob. All good. Okay, bmarc.org is the URL for the Blue Mountains Amateur Radio Club website. So if you need any more information about the club, want to become a member, more than welcome. And the foundation courses are being held every 2 months at the club, and also upgrade licenses every Wednesday evening. So those should be happening at the moment, or just maybe they're just departing from there at the moment. Not quite sure what time they finish in the evening. So more information available from the website. And the next meeting will be the first Friday in October, which I can't remember what the date for that is. That's 7th Friday. September, October. No, it isn't. It's the 2nd of October, I think, if I've got that right. Although I don't remember that date on the website myself. The last time I went, it says desperately opening the browser and going to the website. 2nd of October, there you go. Meeting starts at 8, club's usually open from 7:30. Okay, Bob, I'm going to close the net and pass it back to you one more time, and then we'll call it an evening. VK2 AOR, VK2 HZ portable.
VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR. There, Hill, thanks for running a net, and it's a shame there wasn't a few more people around to join in the conversation. Anyway, look forward to catching up with you shortly, and once again, thanks for running a net, doing a great job there. VK2 Hotel Zulu portable, VK2 AOR. Listening briefly and then closing this link.
Yeah, not a problem, Bob. Thanks for coming up. Really appreciate it. Thanks to Lewis, JDW, to yourself, to Wayne, VK2 FWAY. Good evening, Wayne, if you're listening, and thank you for coming up. Really appreciate it. 7-3s to all the shortwave listeners out there, and have a good week. Maybe catch you on 80 meters next week on 3543 on Tuesday evenings, or 2 meters here on Wednesday evenings, both at 8 o'clock local. 7-3, taking on my own call sign, Victor Kilo 2 India Uniform Whiskey. Bye bye.
Hillary, and this is VK2 AOR, closing the link on VK2 RAG.
Ask a few more questions and maybe put Spotify as well. VK2 SWAY portable.
Yeah, cheers Wayne, have a nice evening, thanks for calling in. Give us a call anytime, Wayne, happy to talk about satellites. VK2 FWAY portable, VK2 IUW. Cheers Wayne.